Let's go!
Not actually, guys. I understand. I understand there's been a lot of shit with that.
Dakota Rain Prescott has done it again. And before the season, I ranked him as the number one quarterback in the NFC, and I was mocked. But this guy showed why he is one of the best quarterbacks of the past decade. He starts off here with the throw to CeeDee Lamb, who accounted for a third of the Cowboys' freaking offense tonight. And at the end of today's video, I want you to comment below and help me with this. Do the Cowboys have a Mike McCarthy problem? So let's fully appreciate this play, okay? First off, you have Dexter Lawrence in a one-on-one situation versus a guard. It's really good stuff right here, shutting down two really good pass rushers. But Thibodeau had a pretty big night. He beats the rookie Tyler Guyton here. So Dak has to get out of that, step up into this pocket, and this was a stat shared on the Amazon Next Gen broadcast that Dallas receivers have separated themselves from DBs the worst in the NFL this season. So Dak pump fakes, and look at the window, right? He pumps fake to Tolbert here to open up a little window for the freaking fullback, and while he's getting absolutely crushed, he throws his football right on a dot. All right, we get to this 3rd and 3. And Brandon Cooks, he's not who he once was. First off, I really do like this formation here from Dallas. Stacking these receivers makes it really hard for DBs to guard inbreakers. So this is a good job by Ferguson, who I like a lot, creating some traffic for Brandon Cooks. Now, the funny thing about this is the DB does a good job, my guy Cordell Flott right here, of fighting himself back into the play. But look at when Dak is actually deciding to throw this slant down here to freaking Brandon Cooks. Okay, 1, 2, 3, really good pocket mechanics, good base, and this is when he's throwing it. Really good stuff, and bang. Okay, look at that. The ball had to be there or else it was getting batted down. And obviously, old Brandon Cooks is probably making a safety miss and scoring, but he is not the old arrow to the sky Brandon Cooks. Yeah, so this has been an interesting backfield, right? Was it going to be Zeke? Was it going to be Dowdle? I think it's kind of by default Rico Dowdle because Zeke, obviously, like Brandon Cooks on the tail end of his career. And you get a little screen pass here. And Dak, perfect touch over Thibodeau. That's a good one-handed grab by Dowdle. And that's a great block down the field right there. Great blocks all around. And Rico breaks an arm tackle to score this in a very pivotal Thursday night game. So, as many of you know watching the game, the Cowboys superstars won them the game, right? This is just really good stuff from Dak. He sees that it's press man here. And anytime it's press man coverage with CeeDee Lamb, you just want to chunk it up there. Unless the safety is obviously just sitting on top of it. And, of course, CeeDee Lamb absolutely banks the corner here and makes a really, really good grab. And then, of course, the safety over pursues it. And even if he didn't, CeeDee freaking Lamb is CeeDee freaking Lamb. And he was probably going to house it anyway. So if you want to press man CeeDee Lamb, go right on ahead. All right, so throughout the NFL, there's been this big discussion with too high safety, right? And there's not really been that many explosive plays because of it. Well, a lot of too high safeties turn into middle of the field close single high, which is what happens when you bring the nickel blitz, right? So this safety becomes man-to-man over here, and it's basically just man coverage on the back end. And right when Dak sees it, the safety goes center field. This is just an automatic read to make this throw down the sideline, okay? And he does it so quick that even though the pressure did get home, it doesn't really matter. Overall, the protection was fine there. And then, of course, it is blouses, baby. Kind of a weird night for Micah Parsons and this Cowboys defense, right? Really good in the red zone. Obviously, the Giants went on some really long drives, converted some really clutch 4th downs. Lots of holding. As you can see, that's hands to the face as well. He was able to draw the holding. And even after this double, comes late, Parsons is able to keep his feet, then turn and still get a hand on Daniel Jones, right? He was able to slow him down some, not a whole lot. That's just ridiculous athleticism. And then it's a sack right here for DeMarcus Lawrence. But we'll mostly focus on the Cowboys offense. And this is a sign of a good QB, right? 37 seconds left to go. You are driving. But Tyler Guyton is a rookie left tackle going up against a grown man in Kayvon Thibodeaux. And there's just nothing you can really do about this if you are Dak, other than you must double to help Tyler Guyton here. And this is an easy sack. But one thing I will point out about this Dallas offense is overall, they were fine blocking the other guys, right? The Giants have one of the more talented defensive lines and pass rushers in the NFL. And it goes to show you that offensive line is a weak link game. You can have 4 really good players play well, but if one is atrocious, it can kill your offense. So Brandon Aubrey, of course, was able to miss the very clutch kick there at the end, but from 60 yards in the middle of the third quarter to make this a non-field goal game was freaking huge, right? What a freaking leg. All right, so I found this play to be very interesting, okay? Trevon Diggs, inside leverage, marquee matchup here versus Malik Nabers. He had safety help over the top, but what's very interesting is Malik was still able to juke him, right? This is going to be a legendary battle for at least the next 5 or so years. I mean, these are 2 of the best at their craft. And, man, Trevon Diggs, known more as an interception merchant, you'll see that Micah Parsons absolutely destroyed his assignment here. It didn't matter because Malik Nabers juked Diggs. He had him guessing the entire time. That is just nasty from Malik. So in the background, you see the game-sealing interception for the Cowboys. Now, let's have a conversation about them moving forward. And we threw some defensive plays in there. Overall, defensively, I thought Dallas played okay. New York was able to sustain long drives, but the Cowboys' red zone defense, of course, was very good. No touchdowns given up in this game. Malik Nabers torched you, but I understand I'm a Malik homer. That doesn't really shock anyone if you actually know ball. But overall, give Dallas's defense enough credit for closing this bad boy out as well. Now, hopefully Micah Parsons is okay. Obviously, not a huge fan of the MetLife turf, but it is what it is. Now, offensively, let's talk about Mike McCarthy and this offense. Not necessarily my favorite offense to watch, right? I would stop with the CeeDee Lamb handoffs. I understand you're not in love with your running back room and you want to get more touches to your absolute best player, but stop it. I mean, he's just too valuable. And I really do think Dak just makes this McCarthy offense look really good. Now, I'm not just saying this just to say it, but I'm not the biggest McCarthy guy. I do think the screen call to Daboll in the red zone was really good. But you could tell from watching this video here that I am a huge Dak guy. Absolutely, positively huge. I'm so sick and tired of people putting down on him just because he has not won big in the playoffs. Now, one final thing. Way too many flags tonight. Way too many. I understand that the game was sloppy. It's a division game. It gets chippy. But, man, it was horrendous, right? Obviously, a lot of calls went the Cowboys' way, and then sometimes it didn't. It was just not good. It wasn't a pretty watch. Ugh!